Happy Friday, everyone. I hope this finds you well and living your very best life in Jesus Christ. Well, if you looked at the title of this particular devotional, I'm sure that some of you were going to want to correct me. But before anybody corrects me on leaving the second S out of the word savings, let me remind you that it was purely intentional. Whenever I think about daylight savings time, I'm reminded of an old story that tells of the Sioux tribal chief hearing a government official explaining the concept behind daylight savings time. When the official was done, the chief remarks, "Typical of the government. It cuts a foot off the top of the blanket, sews it on the bottom, and thinks it has a longer blanket." While that's an amusing anecdote, of course, it also says much about the chief's lack of interest in how most of us are, by the nature of our daily personal and professional lives, forced to measure time by a machine known as a clock. And there's something ruthless about what clocks do to us. But nevertheless, the reality is that most of us live by the clock. The fact is that daylight savings time results in an extra hour of light being clipped off the morning and added to the afternoon so that it extends into what had been the evening. And people complain about it, but I think most folks enjoy going home after work and still finding plenty of daylight left. I mean, just that alone lifts the spirit. When it was first introduced to the public, I found out they used a slogan, and that was adding more light to our lives. I like that, don't you? If you think about it, that phrase could be used as an apt description of the effect of God's mercy and grace on His creatures, especially His children, you and me, and every person alive. I don't know about you, but I can always use more of God's light in my life. You may say, "Kevin, this is strange. You're finding God in daylight savings time." Yeah, it's a little strange, but this biannual ritual of changing our clocks can serve as a powerful reminder of why Jesus said, "As long as it is day, we must do the work of Him who sent me." Wait a minute. Yes, night is coming when no one can work. By the way, that's John 9:14. In the spiritual realm, this changing of the clocks can serve as a reminder that we have a limited time on this earth. Well, Jesus was certainly keenly aware that He only had 3 years to carry out His earthly ministries. He wanted His followers to have the same awareness and dedication to their God-given assignments. Jesus made the most of His daylight and accomplished His mission before He died. We live in a day of salvation where God's grace shines upon us every single day like the sun. We need to be about that business of bringing others into the kingdom. But our time is short. God has fixed the date since the foundation of the world when this present age will end. And we just don't know how brief our life will be. So while we're changing our clocks, we can be finding God in daylight savings time if we use that time to renew our commitment to make the most of our days by truly serving Him. As we spring forward on Sunday, let us remember to use each day, each moment, to be about our Father's business. Let us remember that as long as we have Christ's light in our lives and hearts, it's time to save people. It's daylight saving time. I hope you make today a fantastic day. I want you to know that I'm here should you need me, and I love you all.